Now, Brexit is a subject we've discussed a lot here on World Service Business, and it's had a huge impact on hiring within the financial services sector in Britain. It's estimated that thousands of jobs could be relocated from London to other parts of Europe because of the decision to leave the EU. So it's a bit of a surprise that two Japanese banks, MUFG and Mizuho, have bucked the trend and have gone on a recruitment drive. So, could other companies soon be following their lead? To get some answers, I've been speaking to Ben Harris, a senior manager at the recruitment firm Morgan McKinley, which is based here in London.
MUFG in particular did a massive corporate governance hiring spree last year. A lot of individuals in audit, IT audit, information security, regulatory business audit, a lot of anti-financial crime individuals and a lot of regulatory compliance individuals, a lot in Europe as well. Amsterdam's been a particular focus for them, but they actually have done a lot of hiring in London as well.
Going back to Brexit, are we seeing the opposite of what the Japanese banks are doing? Are we seeing most companies saying, look, I don't think we're going to need so many people here in London because we may well be moving them to other parts of the EU?
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of jobs lost to Dublin and Frankfurt in particular, and Paris actually as well. Dublin's mainly sort of fund administration or custodian sort of firms, traditionally. Now your big investment banks like Credit Suisse, Bank of America, they've set up shop there or they've rebuilt their operation. So they are hiring a lot of investment banking talent from the London market to go out to Dublin, but they would normally be jobs that would normally be in London.
The Japanese banks that we're talking about that have suddenly started hiring more people, some of that could be to do with the fact that they'd had very big job cuts here in London. But is it also slightly to do with the fact that they can now maybe pick up talent that they couldn't pick up before?
Absolutely. I think that's definitely the case. If you were a firm and you were hiring last year, you had a pick of the bunch of some really talented individuals. As you said, these individuals might not normally look at a MUFG or a Mizuho if JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley or Deutsche Bank.
Some of the other bigger ones are coming in for you.
Are coming in.
Yeah.
And they can pay bigger packages as well. I think the Japanese probably saw that as a gap in the market and something they could exploit, really.
Do you think that other banks from other countries will follow the Japanese line? Could we see a pickup in job opportunities within the financial services sector here?
Absolutely. I think actually what we have seen in the last 2 or 3 years is your big traditional hirers, your big US banks haven't done a lot. It has been your smaller, medium-sized banks, a lot of your smaller French banks, Swiss banks. That's also down to the fact that they've had larger teams and, some of them had sort of, balance sheets that haven't been quite favourable, so they've had to cut people rather than hiring. But definitely the market in the last 2 or 3 years has gone away from your traditional hirers. Firms like Visa are very high. In the fintechs as well, those sort of shops are definitely hiring a lot more staff.
So here we are at the start, nearly the start of 2020. We're in February now. For all those people who are sat at home and who've been working in the financial sector here in London, it has been a period of doom and gloom in terms of your own possibilities. From what you're saying, that could be about to change a little bit?
In certain areas, I think the market is massively picked up. Market risk and also sort of front office or quant finance roles are very, very, in demand at the moment. Also in the audit area, in the business audit or IT audit, I think if you're in one of these areas or information security, I think that the market will be very positive for you guys this year. Compliance, less so at the moment. It's less clear. It's very early days, but I think in certain areas, it's definitely been busier than last year.
There we go. Some good news there from Ben Harris from Morgan McKinley. Let's turn to Africa.